Just a second.
Muted.
Going for the Ashtadhyayi, we need to learn the last half of the pada. You can just repeat after me. I'll teach the Dharana. Anybody? Okay, Ravichandranji. So if you can just what is this? Yatash nirdharanam.
Unmuted.
I'm unable to see your.
Hello.
Yeah, I cannot see your spreadsheet yet, so let me get my copy of it. Did you open the spreadsheet to the public? No, right?
Yes, it's not showing, is it?
No. Which sutra is that? Starting from 1?
Showing.
Which one is that? 1?
Yatash nirdharanam. 2, 3, 41.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
2, 3, 41.
2, 41. Okay. Yatascha nirdharanam. Yatascha nirdharanam.
Panchami vibhakte.
Panchami vibhakte. Panchami vibhakte.
Sadhu nipunabhyam.
Sadhu nipunabhyam. Sadhu nipunabhyam.
Archayam saptamya pratehe.
Archayam saptamya pratehe. Archayam saptamya pratehe.
Sitotsukabhyam.
Aprasitot sukhabhyam. Prasitot sukhabhyam.
Tritiyacha.
Tritiyacha. Tritiyacha.
Nakshatre cha lupi.
Nakshatre cha lupi. Nakshatre cha lupi.
Pratipadikārtha linga parimāna vacana matre prathama.
Pratipadikārtha linga parimāna vacana matre prathama. Pratipadikārtha linga parimāna vacana matre prathama.
Sambodhane cha.
Sambodhane cha. Sambodhane cha.
Samantritam.
Samantritam. Samantritam.
Ekavacanam sambuddhihi.
Ekavachanam sambuddhihi. Ekavachanam sambuddhihi.
Shashti sheshe.
Sashti sheshe. Sashti sheshe.
Jno vidarthasya karane.
Nyo vidhartasya karane. Nyo vidhartasya karane.
Adhigarthadayesham karmani.
Adhigartadashayam karmani.
Dayesham.
Dayesham karmani.
Kriyah pratyatne.
Kriyah pratyatne. Kriyah pratyatne.
Rujarthanam bhavavachananam ajvarehe.
Rujarthanam bhavavachananam ajvare. Rujarthanam bhavavachananam ajvare.
Ashishinathah.
Asishinathah. Asishinathah.
Jasi niprahana natakratapisham himsayam.
Jasini prahana nata kritapisham himsayam.
Krathapisham.
Kratapisham. Okay. Jasini prahara nata kratapisham himsayam.
Vyavahirupano samarthayoh.
Vyavahrapano samartayoh. Vyavahrapano samartayoh.
Divastadarthasya.
Divastadartasya. Divastadartasya.
Vibhashopasarge.
Vibhashopasarge. Vibhashopasarge.
Dvitiya brahmane.
Dutiya brahmane. Dutiya brahmane.
Preshya bruvor havisho.
प्रेष्यु ब्रुवोर हविषो प्रेष्यु ब्रुवोर हविषो
देवता संप्रदाने
देवता संप्रदाने
चतुर्थ्यर्थे बहुलं छन्दसि
चतुर्थ्यर्थे बहुलं छन्दसि
यजेश्च करणे
यजेश्च करणे कृत्वोर्थप्रयोगे
कालेऽधिकरणे
काले अधिकरणे
कर्तृकर्मणोः
कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति
उभयप्राप्तौ कर्मणि तस्य च वर्तमाने अधिकरणवाचिनश्च न लोकाव्ययनिष्ठा खलर्थतृणाम् अकेनो भविष्यदाधमर्णयोः कृत्यानां कर्तरिव तुल्यार्थे रलोपमाभ्याम् तुल्यार्थैः अतुलोपमाभ्याम् तृतीयान्यतरस्याम् चतुर्थी च आशिष्यायुष्यमद्र भद्रकुशल सुखार्थहितैः द्विगुरेकवचनम् Okay, thank you.
Muted.
Okay, can you see the screen now, all of you? The presentation. Okay, I think it will take some time to change it slowly. Okay, let's start with the review. If by the time I start the actual sutras, if it does not change, just tell me. Okay. So पुनरावर्तनं किं कृतं पञ्चमी विभक्ति प्रकरणम् आरब्धं तत्र आदौ कारकपञ्चमी अपादानकारकस्य पञ्चमी विभक्तिः भवति अपादाने पञ्चमी इत्यनेन अपादानं किम् इत्यत्र बहूनि सूत्राणि अष्टाध्याय्यां प्रथमं सूत्रमस्ति ध्रुवम् अपाये अपादानम् अपाये यद्ध्रुवं तदपादानसंज्ञं भवति इत्यर्थः अपायः नाम कः इति चेत् विश्लेषः वियोगः द्वयोः संयुक्तयोः विश्लेषः अथवा वियोगः अपायः इत्युच्यते तस्मिन् ध्रुवं नाम अवधिभूतं वियोगः नाम विश्लेषः यत्र एकपदार्थद्वयं विद्यते सर्वदा संयोगः द्विनिष्ठः इत्यतः द्वौ संयुक्तौ तत्र अन्यतरस्य चलनात् विश्लेषः भवति कस्मात् इति आकाङ्क्षायां यदुत्तरं भवति स एव अवधिः तस्य अपादानसंज्ञा ध्रुवं नाम वस्तुतः चलन रहितम् इत्यर्थः किन्तु अत्र अवधिभूतम् इत्यर्थः स्वीक्रियते. It does not matter whether the avadhi, that is the apadana, has motion or not. Okay, it is the avadhi from which the separation takes place. So विश्लेषं जनयति यः व्यापारः तस्मिन् व्यापारे यस्य चलनं भवति यस्य व्यापाराश्रयः कर्ता भवति तद्व्यापार अनाश्रयत्वमेव अवधित्वम् अथवा ध्रुवत्वम् इति वक्तुं शक्यते. सो ग्रामादायाति इति एकम् उदाहरणं. चैत्रः ग्रामादायाति. ग्रामचैत्रयोः संयोगः विद्यते. यदा चैत्रः आगच्छति तदा विश्लेषः अस्ति. तत्र अवधिभूतः ग्रामः. So the movement required for this separation is in Chaitra. So Chaitra will be the Karta, and that movement is not there in the Grama, and it is the Avadhi. So therefore we have Apadana for Grama. Dhavatāha Ashvat Patati. Ashvah Dhavati, Tasmad Ashvat Kaschana Yodhaha Patati. Yodhaha Dhavato Patati. Atra Ubhayoho Chalanamasti. Tathapi Patana Rupa Vyapare Chalanam योधस्यैव अतः तदाश्रयत्वात् कर्तृत्वं तद्व्यापार अनाश्रयत्वं. यद्यपि अश्वस्य स्वीयः व्यापारः विद्यते पतनव्यापार आश्रयत्वं नास्ति. अतः ध्रुवः अश्वः अवधिभूतः तस्यापि अपादाने पञ्चमी विभक्तिः धावतः अश्वात् पतति. अग्रिमं वाक्यमस्ति. Suppose a boy is falling from a tree and tears are falling. So you have to say Shvaha vrikshat patati, Ashruni balakat patanti. So there are two separate patana kriya. It is not the same patana kriya. Tatra patana kriya dvayam asti. Eka patana kriya bale asti. Ekasyaah patana kriyayaah ashrayah balaha. Tasyam kriyayam kartratvam. अपरस्याः पतनक्रियायाः कर्ता अश्रूणि कर्तॄणि अश्रूणि अत्र तस्यां पतनक्रियायां तेषां कर्तृत्वं भवति. So there are two different actions. So there will be a different karta for each action and a different apadana for each. Any other questions? जुगुप्सा विराम प्रमादार्थानाम् उपसंख्यानम्. There is actually another interesting example which the Vakyapadiyakara deals. Parasparan meshau apasaratah. Okay, so there are two rams. Okay, so they come in a ram fight. For example, they come and hit each other and they go back from each other. That is, they are shot back from each other. So meshav apasaratah parasparavat. So there is a question, what is this? I mean, how does this prayoga? Because both of them are moving, right? There is separation. It is not say balakaha ashvat, whether it is balakaha vrikshat patati or dhavataha ashvat patati. It is clear that there is only one kriya where only one is involved in the motion. From each other. So now, which is the avadhi? How do we handle this? Because both of them are involved in the motion and both of them are avadhi. So there, again he says there are two motions. So for one, the paraspara is each other and meshav. So there is the one which is indicated by mesha padavachya. So there is one mesha which is the artha of the mesha and another which is the artha of paraspara. So they separate it and say paraspara padavachyaha avadhi, mesha padavachyaha karta. So they say there are again two actions. One is Mesha 1 going away from Mesha 2. For this, if Mesha 1 is the Vyaparashraya, then Mesha 2 will be the Apadana and vice versa. So they finally they say Paraspara Padavachyasya Apadanatvam, Mesha Padavachyasya Kartratvam. There are two Meshas which is being indicated by both. Okay. So Tatha Kritva Parasparat Meshau Apasarataha. So that is another interesting this. The Vakyapadiya takes that up and it's also there in the Bhushanasara and other cases. So the next Vartika. Jugupsa Virama Pramadarthanam Upasankyanam. Vartikakarah vadati Jugupsarthakanam. Jugupsa asahyam, disgust. Virama, viramati is to stop doing something. Pramadaha, pramadaha is again to err with something. So, etadarthanam prayoge tad vishayasya apadanatvam bhavati. Jugupsa vishayasya, that about which you feel disgust, or that which you stop, or the thing which you err in. So all those will have apadana. Ityarthaha atikasya. Tatra vyakhyane jugupsa iti pratike जुगुप्सेति जुगुप्साद्यर्थकधातुभिर्योगे जुगुप्सादिविषयस्य अपादानत्वम् इत्यर्थः जुगुप्साद्यर्थकानां धातूनां प्रयोगे तद्विषयस्य अपादानत्वं भवति पापात् जुगुप्सते अथवा पापाद् विरमति पापात् जुगुप्सते he is disgusted of sin so पापः जुगुप्सा विषयः तस्य भवति एवं विरमति he stops doing papa from a sin or prevents himself from committing a sin. So papa jugupsata iti. Papa vishaye kutsitatva buddhya na ramate ityarthaha. Papam kutsitam will iti dhiya na ramate ityarthaha. Viramati iti. Papa anushajyate. So papad viramati ityeva arthaha. Papa vishaye na pravartate ityarthaha. He will not commit sin. Dharmat pramadyati. Dharma vishaye muhyati. So because of some wrong understanding, he errs with dharma. So vastava sanyoga vishleshayoho abhavat vachanamitam. Kimarthamatra apadanam vaktavyam. Dhrumapaye apadanam ityanena na siddhyati va ityukte. Sanyogah nasti. Vastutah tasya purushasya papasya cha sanyogah nasti. Right? So there is no sanyoga between him and dharma. Vastutah vastava sanyoga vishleshayoho abhavat vachanamidam. Yada tu jugupsate ityadehe jugupsadibhihi nivartate ityarthaha ashriyate tada buddhikrita vishlesha avadhitvam adaya apadanatvadeva siddham iti vartikamidam bhashye pratyakshyatam. So he says, the Bhashyakara, the buddhikrita apadanatva. He says jugupsa, when he mentally pictures himself of this committing the sin and he separates himself from it. He says, I will not commit this. Right? So there a buddhikrita apadanatva. There is a mental separation, there is a mental sanyoga and a mental vishlesha. Manasika rupena buddhya sanyogaha vishleshascha vartate. Tasya buddhikrita vishleshasya avadhihi papam. Ataha dhruvapaye apadanam ityanena eva siddhyati punaha na vaktavyam iti bhashyakarasya matam. So this is what the Bhashyakara says about everything in apadana. He says the only thing which is required in apadana is dhruvapaye apadanam. Sarvada buddhya nivartanam athava vishleshaha bhavatyeva iti tasya matam. Tadaha vartikamidam navashyakam iti tathapi everywhere, even though it says that we do study the sutra and the vartika, because at this initial stages we do need a separate definition. Maybe finally we might be able to make the generalization on where there is a buddhikrita apadana. For now we have a guidelines and these are the cases where we actually use the panchami. Agrimam sutram asti bhitrarthanam bhayahetuh prasiddhani udaharanani bhavanti. Paradvayamasti sutre bhitra arthanam bhayahetuh. Vibheti ityasya bhayam prapnoti ityarthaha. Trayate ityasya rakshati ityarthaha, to protect. Okay. So to be afraid of and to protect. So atra ubhayatra bhayahetuh. Bhayasya moolam. Bhayarthakanam tu bhavatyeva. To protect rakshanarthakanam api bhayam bhavati. So tena karanena eva rakshanam apekshyate. So bhayasya hetuh karanam tasya panchami bhavati. Dhruvapaye apadanam ityatah apadanam iti anuvartate. Bhayarthanam tranarthanam cha prayoge bhayahetuh apadanam syat. Chora jujheti iti udaharanam. So he is afraid of the thief, choraha. Chora trayate. So he protects from the thief. सो अन्ये अपि धातवः ये तदर्थकाः केवलं भी धातोः द्रा धातोः प्रयोगे न अन्य धातूनां प्रयोगे अपि भवितुमर्हति व्याघ्रात् त्रस्यति त्रस्यति इत्यस्यापि विभेति इत्यर्थः मरणात् रक्षति प्रोटेक्ट्स् फ्रॉम डेथ सो अन्येषामपि एतदर्थकानां धातूनां प्रयोगे भयहेतोः अपादानत्वं भवति चोरात् बिभेति इत्यादि चोरेण हेतुना इत्यर्थः हेतुतृतीया प्राप्ता सो हेतुः इति उक्तत्वा हेतौ इति तृतीयायाः अपवादत्वेन अपादानं विधीयते चोरात् त्रायते इति चोरेण हेतुना आत्मानं तत्कृतवधबन्धनादि निवृत्त्यै रक्षति सो चोरात् आत्मानं त्रायते अन्यः कश्चित् चोरात् त्रायते वा सो तत्कृतवधबन्धनादि निवृत्त्यै सो टु प्रिवेंट द वधबन्धन एनीथिंग दैट द thief might do यदा तु चोरात् बिभेति नाम भीत्या निवर्तते चोरात् त्रायते आत्मानं त्रातुं निवर्तयति इत्यर्थः आश्रीयते so he takes himself away from the thief protecting himself or he भीत्या निवर्तते he goes away from चोरा इत्यर्थः यदा आश्रीयते तदा बुद्धिकल्पित विश्लेष अवधित्वम् आदाय अपादानत्वं सिद्धम् इति इदं सूत्रं भाष्ये प्रत्याख्यातम् the same reasoning that Bhashyakara uses that you can have a mental separation from the chora and from whatever you are afraid of so you are going it away from it mentally so tada uddhikritam apadanatvam ashritya panchami apadanatvam panchami cha bhavati hetu aranye bheti trayate va so aranye vyagrat vibheti ityasti aranyam tatra adhikaranam भयस्य हेतुः न so it is not the aranya which is causing fear यदि aranyam bhaya hetuh if it is the forest itself that he is afraid of तदा तु अरण्याद् बिभेति इति भवति किन्तु अरण्ये व्याघ्रात् बिभेति इति विवक्षायां भयस्य हेतुः व्याघ्रः न तु अरण्यं तदा अधिकरणस्य अपादानत्वं न भवति अपि तु भयस्य हेतोरेव अग्रिमं सूत्रमस्ति पराजये रसोढः पराजयेः असोढः इति पदद्वयं ध्रुवमपाये अपादानम् इत्यतः अपादानम् इत्यनुवर्तते पराजयेः प्रयोगे असह्यः अर्थः अपादानं स्यात् सोढुं न शक्यते इति असोढः सो दट् विच् कैन नॉट बी टॉलरेटेड पराजयेः पराजयते इत्यस्य अत्र ग्लायते इस् डिस्ट्रेस्ड ऑफ और does not wish to do something इत्यर्थे परा जी धातोः प्रयोगः परा इति सर्गपूर्वकस्य जी धातोः सो पराजय रसोढः इति सह धातोः क्त प्रत्यये धत्व ढत्व ष्टुत्व ढलोपेषु कृतेषु सहिव होरोदवर्णस्य इति ओत्वे सोढः इति रूपम् सौ सोढः it is like gatah सह धातोः भूते कर्मणि क्त प्रत्ययः सह त इत्यस्ति झषस्ततोर्धोधः इत्यनेन धत्वं भवति तकारस्य स्थाने धकारः सह ध होढः इत्यनेन हकारस्य ढत्वं we have seen होढः पदान्ते अथवा झलि हकारस्य ढत्वं भवति सो सढ ध ष्टोः ष्टुनाष्टुः इत्यनेन ष्टुत्वं धकारस्य स्थाने ढकारः ष्टुना योगे ष्टुः सो सढ अनन्तरं ढोढेपः ढकारस्य ढकारे परे पूर्वस्य ढकारस्य लोपः सो स ढ इत्यस्ति इदानीं ढलोपे पूर्वस्य दीर्घोणः इत्यनेन दीर्घे प्राप्ते सो wherever there is ढलोप और रेफलोप रोरि इत्यनेन रेफस्य लोपः अथवा ढोढे लोपः इत्यनेन ढकारस्य लोपः तदा पूर्वस्य दीर्घः भवति ढलोपे पूर्वस्य दीर्घोणः सो तस्मिन् प्राप्ते अपवादत्वेन सहिवहो रोदनस्य सहिवहोः ओत् अकारस्य स्थाने ओकारः भवति तेन सोढ इति रूपम् सह धातोः क्त प्रत्यये धत्व ढत्व ष्टुत्व ढलोपेषु कृतेषु सहिवहो रोदवर्णस्य इति ओत्वे सोढः इति रूपम् तत्र क्तार्थः भूतकालः न विवक्षितः so even though the kta pratyaya there is in bhutakala so that is not intended in the sutra that is it is not that the asahya should have been in the bhutakala so asahyah arthah sodhum ashakyah ityarthah हेतु तृतीयापवादोऽयम् सो हेतौ इत्यनेन तृतीयायां प्राप्तायाम् अनेन पञ्चमी अपादानं विधीयते तस्मात् पञ्चमी अध्ययनात् पराजयते so possibly this is the case of many students in Karaka Prakarana. Okay, everybody will feel that अध्ययनात् पराजयते so glayati ityartha. So it is difficult to tolerate. I mean, you're not able to understand, and therefore the student is unable to continue or make himself study because he does not because he's asahya. Asahya is not disgust. It is not able to tolerate it. He is not understanding, and so he cannot continue his efforts to study. अध्ययनात् पराजयते ग्लायति इत्यर्थः सो असहनात् इति शेषः यदा तु सहनात् निवर्तते इत्यर्थः आश्रीयते तदा ध्रुवम् इति निपा इति अपादानत्वादेव सिद्धम् इति भाष्यम् सो द सेम थिंग अध्ययनात् पराजयते so there is this parajayate is different from say shatrun parajayate, okay, where he defeats the enemies. So saha arthah bhinnah eshah arthah bhinnah so tadeva agre uchyate kim shatrun parajayate he defeats the enemies. Abhibhavati ityarthah abhibhavati nama tiraskaroti he defeats them and he defeats them parajayate ityarthe abhibhavati nama tiraskarah is to humiliate them. So abhibhavati ityarthe insult or humiliate. Tada tu किं न भवति अपादानत्वं न भवति किमर्थम् असोढः अर्थः एव अत्र तु सः शत्रुं पराजयित्वा सोढुम् अशक्यत्वं तु नास्ति किल सो तिरस्करोति इत्यर्थः अत्र शत्रूणाम् अभिभवनीयतया असह्यत्वाभावात् न अपादानता. There are two types of prayoga of parajayate and the meanings are different. So the first case adhyanat parajayate etc. yaha adhyanam karoti tasyaiva kleshah asti. Atra tu anyesham parajayam karoti ityarthah. अग्रिमं सूत्रमस्ति वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सितः. वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सितः इति पदद्वयम् अपादानम् इति अनुवर्तते. प्रवृत्तिविघातः वारणम्. वारणार्थानां धातूनां प्रयोगे ईप्सितः अर्थः अपादानं स्यात्. प्रवृत्तिविघातः प्रवृत्तिः किमपि कर्तुम् उद्युक्तता तस्य विघातः to prevent something or somebody from doing something is varana. Okay, so to stop doing. It is to prevent. So prevent what? Prevent the action of somebody else or something else. Pravritti vikhatah varanam. Varanarthanam dhatunam prayoge. So varayati, runadhi ityadinam prayoge. Ipsitah arthah apadanam syat. Punah atra ipsitah. Ipsita, ipsita tamayoho bhedah. त्रिषु सूत्रेषु दृश्यते कर्म कर्तुः ईप्सिततमं कर्म स्पृहेः ईप्सितः वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सितः. सो भेदः अस्ति. ईप्सित इस् डिसैर्ड एंड ईप्सिततम इस् दैट व्हिच इस् मोस्ट डिसैर्ड. तत्र तु ईप्सितः अर्थः अपादानं स्यात्. तु ईप्सिततमं तस्य कर्मसंज्ञा भवति. अस्तु पश्यामः. यवेभ्यः गां वारयति इत्यस्ति. यवाः धान्यानि इट इस् अ काइंड ऑफ ग्रेन. सो गां वारयति. गौः यवानि भक्षयितुं प्रवृत्ता. ओके, तस्य विघातः तस्याः प्रवृत्तेः विघातः गोपालकः यवेभ्यः गां वारयति. सो ही प्रिवेंट द कौ फ्रॉम ईटिंग अप द ग्रेन. ओके, सो गौः ईप्सिततमा. सो वारणक्रियायाम् ईप्सिततमा गौः तस्मात् तस्याः कर्मत्वम् अस्ति. यवेभ्यः यवानां तु ईप्सितत्वम्. ईप्सितत्वं कथम् इति विचारयति बालमनोरमायां. यवेभ्यः इति यवेषु प्रवर्तितु कामां गां प्रवृत्ति विमुखीकरोति. सो प्रिवेंट्स इट फ्रॉम एक्टिंग ऑन इट. संयोगपूर्वक विश्लेष अभावात् ध्रुवमपाये इति अप्राप्तौ इदं वचनम्. अतः गौः यवानां च संयोगः नास्ति. cow has not reached the grains. So when it is trying to go for it, he prevents it. Okay. So sanyoga purvaka vishlesha abhavat dhruvamapaya iti aprapto iti idam vachanam. So we will not have dhruvamapaya apadanam because there is no sanyoga and no vishlesha. Therefore, this is a new sutra. Tatra yavanam स्वकीयतया संरक्षणीयत्वेन ईप्सितत्वात् अपादानत्वम् न तु गोः तस्याः परकीयत्वेन अनीप्सितत्वात् वारणीयतया ईप्सितत्वव्याघाताच्च तथा च तथायुक्तं च इति गोः कर्मत्वात् द्वितीया. Okay. So he says there are two cases. One thing is where the grains belong to the one. Yada tu eshah Aksheta Swami evebhya gam varayati. So he's driving away the cow from, preventing the cow from eating up his grain. So tada kim bhavati yavaha ipsitaha. He wants the yavas. Gauhu anipsita, where he does not want the cow because it belongs to somebody else. Tasyaha parakiyattvena anipsitatva. So she is not intended. Varaniyataya ipsitatva vyaghataccha. And because it has to be prevented, there is no ipsitatva regarding the cow. So katham karmatvam tatha karma kartuh sitamam karma iti uchyate tatha yuktam cha anipsitam iti karmatvam. So ईप्सिततमवत् क्रियायुक्तम् अनीप्सितमपि कारकम् इत्यनेन यद्यपि गौः द्वेष्यं गौः तथापि कर्मत्वं भवति. तथा युक्तं च इति गौः कर्मत्वात् द्वितीया इति वदति. कदा यदा क्षेत्रस्वामी यवेभ्यः गां वारयति. यदा तु यवः परकीयाः गौस्तु स्वकीयाः. The cow belongs to him. Say गोपालः यवेभ्यः गां वारयति. तदा वारणम् असम्भावितमेव. So initially says that one goes so it can have food, but actually that is not the case. Vastutastu yavanam parakiyatvepi. Even though the yavas, the grains belong to somebody else and the cow belongs to him, tadvinashad adharmasyat yavaswami gam apahritya badhniyat goswaminante yavaswami dandayet ataha yavanam rakshitum ishtatvad ipsitatvad apadanatvam astyeva. He says even in that case, Yava will be ipsita. He will desire to protect it. Why? First thing, it would be adharma, to destroy somebody else's grains. Second, Yavaswami gam apahatya badhniyat. The farmer or whoever, the master of the field, might tie up the cow because it has gone into his field. Goswaminam te Yavaswami dandayet. And the master of the Yavas could fine him for damage. Okay, so for all these reasons, atta yavanam rakshitum ishtatvat. So the Gopala would still like to protect the yavas, even though they don't belong to him. Ishtatvat, ipsitatvat, apadanatvam astyeva. It is still ipsita. Okay. Goes to swakiyatvepi madhaka nivrityai varayitum ishtatamatvat. So tatra tu goes to ipsitatamatvam asti. So he varayitum ishtatama gauhu, because he wants to protect it from causing so much trouble. Goes to swakiyatvepi madhaka nivritti varayitum ishtatamatvat karmatvam. So ubhayathapi, whoever the yava belongs to or the go belongs to, there is apadanatva for yava and this for karma for the cow. Nacha gohu ipsitatamatve api ipsitatvasyapi satvat apadanatvam kim nasyat iti vachyam. ईप्सिततमत्वे वारणार्थानाम् इति अपादानत्वं बाधित्वा कर्तुरीप्सिततमम् इति कर्मत्वस्यैव परत्वात् प्राप्तेः. Okay. So he says, even though the cow might be ipsitatama, so it's most desired, it is still ipsita. I mean, whatever is ipsitatama will be ipsita. Ataha karma samnyayaha apavadatvena etad bhavatu iti prashne na bhavati. Kimartham para karma samnya. Katad ipsitatamam karma iti parasutram. It is 47 or 8. This is 27. Right? So paratva, when both are possible. So there is a savakashatvam tu ubhayoho asti. किं फलं खादति इत्यस्य कर्तरीप्सिततमं कर्म इत्यस्य सावकाशत्वम् अस्ति अत्रैव ये ईप्सिताः न तु ईप्सिततमाः यवेभ्यः इत्यत्र वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सिततः इत्यस्य सावकाशत्वम् so once both sutras have independent example so goho vishaye ubhayoh praptayoh कर्तरीप्सिततमं कर्म इत्यनेन कर्मत्वे प्राप्ते वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सितः इत्यनेन अपादाने च प्राप्ते परत्वात् कर्मसंज्ञा एव भवति न तु अपादानसंज्ञा दिस इज नॉट एन एक्सेप्शन टू कर्मसंज्ञायाः अपवादः नास्ति right so कर्मसंज्ञा actually is an अपवाद because ईप्सिततम is a shorter विषय and just ईप्सित okay so there is no बाध्यबाधक भाव यत्र ईप्सिततमत्वं तत्र कर्मत्वं भवति यत्र तु केवलम् ईप्सितत्वं तत्र वारणार्थानाम् ईप्सितः इति भवति okay so we'll stop the vyakhana here. There's still yes, Ravichandanji, if you have a question, you can ask.
Unmuted.
So here Bala Manoramakara says that we need the sutra because there is no samyoga. The same thing is there for the jugupsa and also there is no samyoga with the papa.
Everywhere.
So that's why
there is no real sanyoga.
Right
so
then
Bhashikara says there is buddhikrita sanyoga.
So here Bala Manoramakara said that's why we want this sutra. He's trying to say that. So I was trying to see where is he. So
no, everywhere that is the reason Panini has created the sutra. It is not that he does not define where there is actual sanyoga, it is dhamapaya apadanam. So where there is no sanyoga actually, as in physically, there he creates special sutras and Bhashikara rejects all of them saying no need, we can do it through the buddhi.
I think Vakyapadiyakara says we have three kind of apadanam. One is nirdishta. So he says one is where it is explicitly mentioned, where it is implicit, and where you kind of know it, like that one with the adyatara, the example you gave, where is the apekshita. So he said it is kind of three types of. He said the nirdishta vishayam kinchit, upata vishayam tatha. Apekshita kriyam cheti tridha apadana uchyate. So
tridha apadana uchyate. Yes, that is a karika. So Vakyapadiyakara he gives this division in all karakas. Something which I've seen in many other works, but none of the Shastriyas and the Kashika or the Kaumudi take up those kinds of divisions. As a Sampradana also they do Anirakaranat Kartuhu.
Yeah. He does the same.
Different kinds. So, such divisions are not seen in the Akyapadya, but none of the other works, such works say these.
Vakyapadiyakara gives a different dimension to this sutras. His way of thinking is different totally.
That's totally different and so
muted.
Okay. So I think ipsitah kim yavebhyah ga marayati kshetre. So the kshetram iti adhikaranam. Okay, it is not ipsita, neither ipsitatama. So there is no possibility of apadana or karma. So it is adhikaranatvat saptami bhavati. Tadhau yena darshanam ichhati. Okay. चत्वारि पदानि सन्ति अन्तर्धौ येन दर्शनम् इच्छति अपादानम् इति अनुवर्तते व्यवधाने सति यत्कर्तृकस्य आत्मनः दर्शनस्य अभावम् इच्छति तत् अपादानं स्यात् so antardhau to disappear. So the thing is the karta is hiding himself, so yatkartrikasya atmanah darshanasya abhavam ichchati, so that somebody does not see him. So he is hiding himself so that somebody does not see. So yatkartrikasya atmanah darshanasya abhavam ichchati, that person whom he wishes to hide from will be apadana. Udaharanam pashyamashchet avagamyate matuhu niliyate krishnaha. Krishna hides from his mother. So she is trying to catch him for something and he is hiding. So vyavadhane sati, he is hidden somewhere. Yatkartrikasya atmanah darshanabhavam ichchati. So yatkartrikasya matrikartrikasya darshanabhavam ichchati. He does not wish his mother to see him. So atah tad apadanam apadanatvat panchami vibhakti matuh niliyate Krishna. Krishna hides from his mother. So pratikam atmano darshanasya iti. So yena iti kartritya iti bhavah. So yat kartrikasya iti uchyate atmano darshanasya. Atmanah iti darshana shabdayoge karmani shashti. Atmanah iti adhyahara labhyam. So atmanah does not wish somebody else to see himself. So that is from adhyahara. Atayeva yena iti kartari tritiya sangachyate. Anyatha kridyoga shashti prasanga. So there is a difference between Krishna not wishing to see his mother and Krishna wishing that his mother does not see him. So that is why yena adarshanam icchati. It is not yasya adarshanam icchati. It is not the person whom he does not wish to see. Yena swasya adarshanam icchati. Atmanah adarshanam. So by whom he wishes himself to not be seen. That is the vivaksha. Atayeva yena iti kartari tritiya sangachyate. Anyatha kridyoga shashti yasya adarshanam iti syat. Atmanah iti adhyahare tu ubhaya praptau karmanyeva iti niyamat na kridyoga shashti. So tattu anyatra pashyamah kridyoge katham shashti bhavati iti. Atma shabdena ichhati karta vivakshitah. Yena adarshanam ichhati. Kaha yaha ichhati saha atmanah darshanam ichhati. Vyavadhanena swavishaye yatkartrika darshanasya abhavam ichhati iti yavat. Matur niliyate Krishnaha iti. Ling shleshane shyan vikaranaha liyate. Ihatu upasargavashat vyavadhanena liyate, it is to come down or to decrease. Okay. Niliyate ityartha antardhihi vyavadhanam ityartha. Upasargavashat vyavadhanena parakartrika svavishayaka darshana viraha anukula vyapare vartate. Saha dhatvartha darshana viraha anukula vyaparaha. So an action which helps to prevent being seen. Parakartrika svavishayaka darshana. So to prevent oneself being seen by somebody else. Parakartrika svavishayaka darshana viraha anukula vyapare vartate kaha ni upasarga purvakaha li dhatuhu. Tatascha Krishnaha matrikartrika svavishayaka darshana virahaya kudyadina prachanno bhavati ityartha. So he goes and hides himself in the hut or somewhere. Kudya. So kimartham matrikartrika svavishayaka darshana virahaya. Mata mam na pashyet iti buddhya gatva iliyate ityartha. Prachanno bhavati ityartha. Atra vyavadhanam ashritya matrikartrika svavishayaka darshana virahasya krishnena ishyamanataya. Kaha ichhati? Krishna eva ichhati. Mata mam na pashyet iti. Matuh apadanatvat panchami. Kartritritiyapavadoyam षष्ठपवादो वा. तो कर्तृतृतीयायाः अथवा शेषे षष्ठी इत्यस्याः अपवादः. भाष्ये तु बुद्धिकृतम् अपादानत्वम् आश्रित्य इदमपि प्रत्याख्यातम्. अन्तर्धौ किं चौरान् न दिदृक्षते. It is when there is an effort to hide oneself from somebody. So chauran na didrakshate. He does not wish to see the thieves, but he does not do anything to hide himself from the thieves. It is just that he does not wish to see the thieves. Okay. Ataha chauran na didrakshate ityatra apadanartham nasti. Ichhati grahanam kim adarsanechayam satyam satyapi darshane yatha syat. So yena adarshanam ichhati. He does not wish to be seen, but he could be seen. I mean, the mother might be able to see him because he is not well hidden. Adarshana ichhayam satyam. Adarshanasya ichha syat. Satyapi darshane. Even though he is seen, the prayoga is there. Matuh niliyate krishnaha iti bhavati. Yadyapi mata krishnam drashtum shaknoti. Because he is not hidden well. Even if she is able to see him, as long as he is hiding with an intention to hide himself from her, the apadanatva will be there. Darshanechayam satyam satyapi darshane yathasya darshane satyapi apadanatvam bhavati. Chorebhyaha antardadhati. He hides from thieves. Okay, the thieves will find him out. Tathapi chorebhyaha iti apadanatvam bhavatyeva. So agrimam sutram asti akhyatopayoge. आख्यात उपयोगे पदात्मकं सूत्रम् अपादानम् इति अनुवर्तते नियमपूर्व विद्यास्वीकारे उक्ता प्राक्सम्यः स्यात् so आख्यातं नाम नियमपूर्वक विद्यास्वीकारः so it is learning something systematically according to the rules विशेषतः वेदाध्ययनस्य सो ये नियमाः सन्ति तदनुगुणमेव अध्ययनं करोति इत्यर्थे नियमपूर्वक विद्या स्वीकारे आख्याता उपयोगे एक्चुअली आख्याता उपयोगे इति छेदः इट इज नॉट वन वर्ड सॉरी इट इज टू वर्ड्स आख्याता उपयोगे इति पदद्वयमस्ति सो उपयोगे आख्याता उपयोगः नाम नियमपूर्वक विद्या स्वीकारः Upayoga is generally means used, but here niyama purvaka vidya svikarah ityarthah to learn something according to the rules, going by the rules. So ityarthah tatra akhyata yah vadati vakta praksamyah syat nama apadana samyah syat upadhyaya radhite, he studies from the teacher. So upadhyaya vedamadhite adhyaharyam. So upadhyaya radhite iti नियम विशेष पूर्वकम उपाध्यायस्य उच्चारणम अनुच्चारयति इत्यर्थः सो उच्चारणम अनुच्चारयति अध्ययनस्य स एव अर्थः षष्ठ्यपदवादः अयम् सो इट्स एन अपवाद फॉर द षष्ठी षष्ठ्याः अपवादः भाष्ये तु उपाध्यायात् निर्गतं वेदं गृह्णाति इति अर्थमाश्रित्य सो ही सेज द भाष्यकार उपाध्यायात् अधीते से उपाध्यायात् निर्गतं वेदम् उपाध्यायः वेदम् उच्चारयति सो वेदः तस्मात् बहिरायाति एषः गृह्णाति सो देयर इज वेदं गृह्णाति इति अर्थम् आश्रित्य प्रत्याख्यातम् सो अगेन ही सेज अपादानत्वं ध्रुवमपाये इत्येव सिद्ध्यति उपयोगे किम् उपयोगः नाम नियमपूर्वक विद्यास्वीकारः सो व्हेन इट इज लर्निंग सिस्टमैटिकली तदैव अस्य भवति नरस्य गाथां शृणोति. So he is listening to some story being told by the actor. Okay, on stage, the actor is narrating some story. So akhyatattvam asti. I mean, natah akhyata tathapi vidyasvikarah nasti. It is not learning in the niyamapurvaka vidyasvikarah nasti ityarah atra apadanam na bhavati. Natasya gatham shrunoti. Jadikartuh prakritihi. जनिकर्तुः प्रकृतिः इति परद्वयम् अपादानम् इत्येव वर्तते जायमानस्य हेतुः अपादानं स्यात्. So that which is born, so the cause prakriti, the hetu for that which is being born is apadana. Okay. Brahmanah prajaah prajayante. So there is a difference of opinion on what exactly the prakriti means. Prakriti generally is the raw material that which say for example you are say suvarnena kundalam. Okay, so you have ornaments from gold, so there suvarna is the prakriti and kundala is the vikriti. Okay, so that is the usual sense where we use prakriti, but Dikshita takes hetuhu, he just takes the reason and not just the prakriti. Okay, hetu is different and prakriti is different. Prakriti is that which is getting itself converted into something else. Okay, whereas hetu can just be a reason. So dandena ghataha, danda is the hetu, it is the cause, whereas there are three kinds of karana which we see. There is a samavayi karana, asamavayi karana, and the nimitta karana. Okay, so samavayi karana is this prakriti, that which gets say for example you say pata. There is cloth, there is tantavaha, the threads itself they are converting into the pata. So they are the samavayi karana. And this some other tantuvayaha, the weaving machine is the hetu. It is not getting itself converted. Okay, so there is a difference between prakriti and hetu. But Dikshita takes this as prakriti, as hetu. Jayamanasya hetuhu apadanam syat. Brahmanah prajayante. So the all living beings, prajaha, that is all people, living beings are born from Brahma. So atra Brahma padena kim iti prashnaha. Okay, so we'll see the vyakyana Brahmanaha iti. Hiranyagarbha ityarthaha. Hiranyagarbha Brahmartha chaturmukhaha Brahma, the creator. There are three murtis. You have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So that Brahma, he says it is Brahmanaha iti saha. So there is Brahma, which is the Parabrahma, what we call the supreme spirit or the soul. Tattu napumsakalinge Brahman, Brahma Brahmani Brahmani. Yadatu pullinge prayogaha Brahma iti saha Hiranyagarbha Brahma athava Chaturmukha Brahma. Okay, but the Panchami you don't know whether it is this or that. So he says Hiranyagarbha iti. Okay. So correct, both are Karana here, Apadana, and both Brahmas are Karana. So that is why there is a confusion which is actually meant. It is because of this example. What did Dikshitar have in mind? Did he have the Parabrahma or did he have the Hiranyagarbha Brahma? Tatraiva Vishaya. So hetuhu iti Brahmanaha iti Hiranyagarbhad ityarthaha. Ghatadishu kulaladivat tasya prajotpattau nimitta karanatvam iti bhavaha. So nimitta karanam bhavati Brahma. Yatha ghatasya kulalaha tatha prajanam Brahma nimitta karanam. Vrittikrun matametad ayuktam. Sanyoga vishlesha satvena tvomapaye ityeva siddhatvat. So atatra mule hetu shabdaha upadana karana paraha eva. Okay. So he says this is vrittikara. Yeah, Hiranyagarbha is only the nimitta karana. Right? So that is what he says. So nimitta karana ataha vrittikran mate. Did I see the Kashika? I don't know. Have you seen the Kashika? Does he say anything that has Hiranyagarbha Brahma or some other vritti? I'm not sure. So vrittikran matametat ayuktam. The Vyakyanakara says this is not correct. Why? Sanyoga vishlesha satvena dhomapaye ityeva siddhatvat. So he says he is actually creating, and there is sanyoga and vishlesha, and therefore the dhomapaye apadanam can apply here. Okay. So there is sanyoga and vishlesha between the nimitta karana and the whatever, the sadhya. Whereas between prakriti and the vikriti, there is no sanyoga vishlesha because it is a samamaya sambandha. Okay. So that is why he says ataha atra mule hetu shabdaha upadana karana paraha eva. It is upadana karana or samamaya karana. He says not nimitta karana. Ataha atra mule hetu shabdaha upadana karana paraha eva. Atayeva bhashyakayatayoho gomaya drishchika jayante goloma abhijomabhyam durva jayante iti udahratya Parinameshu prakriti dravya avayava anusyuti satvepi buddhikrita vishlesha satvat dhomapaye ityeva siddham iti pratyakhanam sangachyate. So what is the example that is taken up in the Bhashya is not this. He says gomaya drishchikaha jayante. Drishchika, the scorpions, are born from cow dung. So this is a common belief which is there in all Shastras. Across Shastras you find this gomaya drishchika jayante. So the belief is that the gomaya itself converts into scorpions. I don't know. This is one of the few things which I don't know how to substantiate such statements because in this case. But gomaya drishchikaha jayante. The belief there is that the gomaya, the cow dung itself converts itself into scorpion. Okay. So there it is the prakriti vikriti bhava which the Bhashikara has in mind. Goloma aviloma abhyam durvaha jayante. Durva, the grass, is born from goloma, the hairs of cows, or aviloma, the hair of sheep. Okay, so these are the examples. Iti udahratya. So giving these examples, parinameshu, where there is conversion between prakriti to vikriti, prakriti dravya avayava anusyuti satvepi. Even though the avayava of the prakriti is continued, there is no new thing which is being born, it is just being modified. Buddhikrita vishlesha sattvat. There is a separation in mind or the intellect. Ataha dhrumapaye ityeva siddham iti pratyakhanam sangatyate. That is what has been taken up in the Bhashya. So that is because the Bhashyakara treats this as prakriti vikriti and not just nimitta karanam. Evam cha brahmanaha prajaha prajayante ityatra brahma shabdena mayopahitam ishvara chaitanyameva vivakshitam. Valavanormakara says that it is the Parabrahma, Mayohitam Ishvara Chaitanyam, the ultimate Chaitanya which is covered by Maya. Tadeva Vivakshitam. Tadhi Sarvakarya Upadanam iti Vedanta Siddhantaha. So for everything, Brahma is the Upadana Karana. that is the Vedanta. So therefore, atra prakritihi ityatra prakritireva arthaha na tu kevalam hetuho nimitta karanam na vivakshyate upadana karanam eva iti Balamanorama. Any questions?
Unmuted.
Soumyaji, there is one commentator on Gita, Belangunta Ramaraya Kavi. While commenting on one of the Gita shloka where it says Maya and all this comes, he gives this Janikartu Prakriti as a this thing for that. So it is Upadana Karanam. So what it says Maya,
Yes.
Upahita, this thing. So there he gives the example of what I was trying to say is he gives this Janikartu Prakriti as Upadana Karanam for justification for his Siddhanta. Siddhanta telling that so he so yeah, it is so. And I was looking at Kashika Gomayat Vishchika Jayate is Kashika Kara also, he says another Sringat Sharo Jayate. So Upadana Karam is only taken. Yeah, Nimitta Karanam is not taken. And Brahmanaha here is Maya. So the Ishvara is Maya Upadika, Brahman is Ishvara. So according to
it is the Brahma. That is Brahma Brahmani. That is what is intended. That is what he finally says. The initial thing to say Hiranyagarbha is just to bring up that Purva Paksha and reject it.
Reject it. So it is because Brahma is it is Nirupadika and all that. So yeah, the Bhashyakara also tells, and the Kashikakara also, all of them agree it is a Upadana Karanam. It is not
so I don't know which Vrittikara he has in mind. Balamanorama has somebody in mind when he brings up this argument. So somebody who has said this, that it is Hiranyagarbha Brahma. So that is not the Siddhanta.
That's not
the Siddhanta is Upadana Karanam and the Brahma and not Brahma.
Yeah, is Brahman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the Brahma Brahmani Napumsakalinga.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
Muted.
Last sutra in Apadana series is Bhuvah Prabhavaha. Okay. So Bhuvah Prabhavaha iti padadvayam Apadanam iti anvartate Janikartuhu iti taha kartuhu iti api anvartate Bhavanam Bhuhu. So I mean there is nothing very special being told. Bhu kartuhu Prabhavaha. Bhavanam is to be, again, to be there. Okay, to exist. So tadeva Bhuhu. So Bhu kartuhu Prabhavaha tatha. So here Prabhava is taken as Prathama Prakashasthanam. Okay. Prabhavaha iti. Prabhavati nama Prathamam Prakashate asmin iti Prabhavaha. So that where it is seen for the first time. It might have existed earlier, but that from where it appears to be born. So it is not exactly where it is born. Okay. Yatra Prathamam Prakashate. Prathama Prakashasthanam ityarthaha. Prabhavati ityasya utpadyate ityarthesu asangatihi Gangayaha tatra anutpattehe. So that is what it is. Himavataha Ganga Prabhavati iti udaharanam. So the Ganga flows from the Himalayas. So Ganga is not born there. It is, I mean, there is a long story, but it is born somewhere underground. It comes up there, and she is first seen there. Okay, in the Himalayas. It is not that she is born there. So Prabhavati ityatra prathama prakashasthanam ityarthaha. Tatra prakashate ityarthaha. Prakashate nama prathamam prakashate iti yavat. Atayeva himavati prakashate ityatra na bhavati. So you can have the adhikarana there. So kevala prakashasya vivakshayam adhikaranatvam bhavati. So prathamam tatra prakashate iti vivakshayam tasmat himavataha prabhavati iti prayogaha. Etena janikartuhu ityanena dhrumapaye ityanena cha gatarthatvam nirastam. So janikartuhu, it is not prakriti. Okay, it is neither prakriti nor apadana. It is prathama prakashasthana. So as always, other than dhrumapaye apadanam, tatsutram vihaya sarvani apadana samya vidhayakani sutrani buddhikritam apadanam ashritya bhashye pratyakhyatani. He has rejected every one of them, but we still study them because he has a different clarity on where there is no actual sanyoga. So for us to understand the prayoga, it is useful. Any questions? So we'll stop here. The class will be next Monday. for the next 4 weeks, we will have a class only on Monday, because Tuesdays I have some puja which is to be done, and to finish that and go to the universities, I need to do it early morning. So for the next 4 weeks, we will have the class only on Monday. So today is 19th. So 19th, 26th, 2nd, and 9th we will see. 9th is the festival, so we'll see. So after that, we'll again resume this schedule. Okay. So, Manitrayan namaskar.
Unmuted.
Vyakharana siddhanta kaumudiyam virachyate.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.